principals. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to present to you the salutatorian of the elementary level this school year 2009-2010 of the International Philippine School in Jeddah. Please welcome our salutatorian, Ms. Jumana H. Lumangco, for her salutatory speech. Our school principal, Mr. Muhammad Isaacarlos de Leon, our assistant school principal, Mrs. Bantabao, faculty and staff of IPSJ, my dear classmates, and to our beloved parents, good evening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The first time I entered the gates of IPSJ, I was only 3 years old. I was on my way to becoming a nursery pupil. I was frightened, for the world I'm facing is different from my home. I will never forget the faces of my first teachers as they led my hand inside the classroom, and my classmates who gave me the feeling of belongingness. Learning my ABC and counting my fingers for the first time was just the beginning of my whole life ahead of me. I had an unquenching thirst for knowledge. Day by day, I wanted to know more, and endless questions in my mind. IPSJ has shaped me what I am today. Now, I stand in front of you as a graduate and the salutatorian of the elementary department. Without the help, love, care, and support of our teachers, we will be compared to a caravan lost in the middle of the desert. This school year was quite tough because of many lectures and sleepless nights of study. But this proved beneficial to us because we've increased our knowledge in different fields of study. This whole year was also fun and quite enjoyable because of many school activities and events that I've joined. Though sometimes I lost, what matters is that I was confident enough to participate. Winning is not everything, as long as you know that you have the guts to join those contests. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my class advisors from nursery to grade 6, Mrs. Shepherd Rodriguez, Mrs. Aida Mabandi, Mrs. Josie Macabanding, Mrs. Rawia Balindong, Mrs. Emma Incontrol, Mrs. Lovely Dacalio, Mrs. Siti Madia Suraig, Mrs. Carmelita Siasat, Mrs. Violeta Gueco, and some of my subject teachers, Mrs. Diamond Mawatara, Mrs. Sonia Jamla, Mrs. Gemma Muhammad, Mrs. Agnes Adlao, Miss Annie Padulina, Mrs. Karen Macabanding, Mrs. Rania Abdullah, and to all my teachers, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. To our dear school principal, Mr. Muhammad Isaacarlos de Leon, and our assistant school principal, Mrs. Bantabao, thank you so much. For you have been the warriors of IPSJ, fighting for its survival. 29 years of academic excellence, and being the first Filipino school abroad, that is something we should be proud of, and be proud of being a part of it. Yes, we have played a major role in our alma mater for it to be the star of all schools, preparing IPSJNs to be career-oriented and globally competitive. But of course, our strength of wisdom we get from Almighty Allah. To all mothers who have nurtured us from the day we were conceived in their wombs till this day, and surely ever for a lifetime, our respect and affection will be given to you for as long as we breathe. And to all fathers who will love and protect us, thank you. We will always honor you. To my friends, Laifa Idres, Fatima Rajamoda, Asma Balintong, Sultana Taha, Natasha Bofuan, Danya Sario, Danya Muti, and to all my other friends, thank you for your devotion, the fun we've had, and tears that we've shared. To my parents, I know you've told me previously that whatever award I'll receive, I'll still be the best in your eyes. And for that, I'm thankful to Allah for giving me parents like you. From the day I lived till my last day on earth, I will always love you. I would like to thank my father, Kunsari Lumako, my mother, Aunt Haji Omar Lumako, my older sisters, Kasamina and Jemima Lumako, my younger brother, Muhammad Lumako, and my younger sister, Jawahir Lumako, for being loving, caring, and being there for me in time of need. I would also like to thank my uncles and aunties, especially Uncle Farouk, Auntie Mia, Ate, and Kaka, for their love and concern. Special thanks to Mrs. Rihamna Janalan, Mrs. Almahar Ginagina, Mrs. Raisa Makabanding, Tita Risa Supero, Mrs. Tahani Yakulan, Mrs. Apipa Islao. Thank you very much. To my fellow students, it doesn't matter what award you get, valedictorian, salutatorian, or honorable mention, as long as you know that you are smart and confident enough to face life's challenges. Next school year, inshallah, I will step into high school life. And they say that high school life is the best moments of one's student life. Even though I'm quite nervous to enter a new chapter of my life, I have to move on. We have to move on. We have to be brave. And we have to do the most of what we can do as IPSJNs. Thank you once again, and a pleasant evening to all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Let's move on for the graduation pledge. Please welcome Cedric Carl De Duque, Pearl's Honorable Mention in Elementary.